Jazz rhythms. Tracing the history of American jazz and its global influence. Introduction. Born in the vibrant streets of New Orleans in the late 19th century, jazz is a quintessentially American musical genre that has evolved into a global cultural phenomenon. Rooted in the fusion of African and European musical traditions, jazz has played a pivotal role in shaping the American musical landscape and has left an indelible mark on music worldwide. This article delves into the history of American jazz, exploring its origins, evolution, and enduring influence across borders. Origins and early influences. New Orleans roots. The city of New Orleans served as the cradle of jazz, where diverse musical traditions collided in a melting pot of cultures. African rhythms, European harmonies, and the influence of brass bands contributed to the creation of a new and distinct musical form. African American heritage. Jazz owes much of its foundation to the African American experience, with elements such as improvisation, call and response, and polyrhythms drawn from African musical traditions. Early jazz musicians, many of whom were African American, played a crucial role in shaping the genre. Influence of ragtime and blues. Ragtime, with its syncopated rhythms, and blues, with its emotional depth and expressive vocals, were key precursors to jazz. Musicians like Scott Joplin and W.C. Handy laid the groundwork for the emerging genre, contributing to the formation of a distinctly American sound. The Jazz Age and the Roaring Twenties. Migration and urbanization. The Great Migration of African Americans to northern cities in the early 20th century brought jazz to urban centers like Chicago and New York. The cultural exchange in these urban environments further enriched the genre, leading to the flowering of jazz during the Roaring Twenties. Innovations in instrumentation. Jazz saw significant innovations in instrumentation during this period. The emergence of soloists like Louis Armstrong and the widespread use of brass instruments in big bands became hallmarks of the genre. Improvisation became a central element, allowing musicians to express their creativity and individuality. Swing era and big bands. Swing's popularity. The swing era of the 1930s and 1940s saw the rise of big bands, led by luminaries such as Duke Ellington, Count Basie, and Benny Goodman. The infectious rhythm of swing music captivated audiences, making jazz a dominant force in popular culture. International appeal. Jazz gained international acclaim during this period, with American musicians touring Europe and influencing local musicians. Jazz became a symbol of freedom and modernity, transcending cultural and linguistic barriers. Bebop and beyond. Bebop revolution. The post-World War II era saw the emergence of bebop, a complex and improvisational style that moved away from the danceable rhythms of swing. Innovators like Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie pushed the boundaries of harmonic and rhythmic complexity, paving the way for the intellectualization of jazz. Cool jazz and fusion. The 1950s and 1960s witnessed the development of cool jazz, characterized by a more relaxed and subdued style. The 1960s also saw the fusion of jazz with rock and other genres, as artists like Miles Davis experimented with new sounds and collaborations. Global impact and legacy. International jazz festivals. Jazz festivals, such as the Newport Jazz Festival and the Montreux Jazz Festival, became global platforms for showcasing jazz talent. These festivals played a crucial role in spreading the influence of jazz beyond American borders. Cultural diplomacy. During the Cold War, the United States utilized jazz as a form of cultural diplomacy. The U.S. State Department sponsored international tours by jazz musicians, presenting the genre as a symbol of American freedom and creativity. Influence on other genres. Jazz has influenced a myriad of musical genres globally, including Latin jazz, Afrobeat, and various forms of electronic and popular music. Its improvisational nature and emphasis on individual expression have left an indelible mark on the evolution of music worldwide. Conclusion. The history of American jazz is a captivating journey that reflects the dynamic cultural tapestry of the United States. From its humble origins in the streets of New Orleans to its global impact and enduring legacy, jazz has transcended boundaries, influencing musicians and audiences across the world. Its ability to adapt, innovate, and serve as a cultural ambassador has solidified jazz as more than a genre. It is a symbol of creativity, freedom, and the rich diversity of human expression. As jazz continues to evolve, its echoes can be heard in the rhythms of contemporary music, ensuring its enduring place in the global cultural landscape.